Hey, it's Bitty Penny. Welcome back to my channel. Today, you guys, I have a very simple journal that I'm making. I show you the start to finish process. It was so quick. I made this in about 45 minutes. I made this with the DREAMZ Etc kit that I showed yesterday. So if you want to see that unboxing, just go back and you can see that from yesterday. I'll leave it in the description box down below. So I decided to make a journal with the white paper bag that came in my kit. And all of the pages that I'm going to put in my journal is going to come from the kit. These are some tea dyed. And it works out to basically where you can take it 8.5 by 11 and cut it down to 11 by 4.25 for your pages. Then there's all of this beautiful scrapbook paper that I also decided to use. And these currency certificates are the perfect length too. So I picked 2 of those. And so I'm just grabbing a variety from within this kit to fill the pages of this little journal. It came together quickly. It was so much fun to make, and I think it's really beautiful. And so this is the paper selection portion. And then I will take my papers, fold them all in half, and kind of get them sorted out. So the great thing is that if you have a lot of 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, this is a great size for this little journal because you can get 2 pages for every sheet of 8.5 by 11. I sealed up this airmail envelope, prepared it by trimming off just the edges. I wanted to fold this and sew it into the book, and I forgot it. I set it to the side and totally left it out of the book, but that's okay. I'll have it for another book. And then now I'm going to take this. I just reinforced that seam there. And I'm going to measure it up so I know that I have all the right sizes again. This day when I was making this, I just couldn't keep measurements in my head. I'm sure we all have days like that. Those are the days when I should write them down on a Post-it note. So anyways, I measured it up and I'm going to trim these pages down, which I did 10 3/4 for the most part, I think, for these scrapbook pages. And then I made sure that they would fit the width of the little journal, which ended up, I think, being let's see here. See, even now I can't remember, but I'm going to be able to see it here, 5 inches. So I just have these strips left over. Of course, I'm keeping those strips. And now I'm going to fold this in half. And these pages are going in my journal as well. What I loved about this journal is that not all my pages were the same size. And so I always like that when you have your journal open and you can see other pages behind it. So now I'm just measuring up again my cover and then cutting my pages accordingly. These are 8.5 by 11. I'm just cutting them down to 4.25 by 11. So that is that. Now, what I like about the paper bag as a cover is that I can kind of build in a pocket. It has a built-in pocket right here. It's not a deep pocket, but it's a pocket. So I decided that that's going to be my inside front cover. And so I'm going to trim some paper down and I'm going to kind of collage the cover of this journal. And by the time I get all my papers trimmed down and I get them added, the cover is very sturdy. There you could have folded, I could have folded that paper over the edge, but it would have closed the flap. And I want that paper bag opening to be there. That's the back of the cover so that you could put things inside of it. This paper came in the kit as well. And so I went ahead and I did fold and crease everything so that it would glue better. And I was having some glue difficulties there with that bottle. And now I am gluing it up. I think this type of journal making is a very approachable, beginner-friendly kind of project to work on, but also it's just a fun, fast project to work on. So if you wanted to make a few journals for different friends, maybe you want to have some journals on hand during the holidays, I think this design is a great one to use because it took me 45 minutes to make this journal from beginning to end. And I barely made a dent in this kit, you guys. Like, I could make so many of these if I just had more paper bags like this. I could have made easily probably at least 5, if not more, of these journals. So now I'm going to work on the front cover, and I really loved the project, that airmail envelope, and so I use that as my inspiration for the front of my cover of this journal. And so I'm just kind of sizing things up here. And I'm not going to do a ton of altering to this piece here because it's just beautiful the way it is. But I am going to do a little. So I'm going to bring in the stamps that came in this kit, and I'm going to stamp on the front here and just kind of fill in some of the white space. What I like about this approach is, like, I can then take these stamps, which I did, and I can stamp them throughout the journal, and it really kind of brings everything together when you see that imagery repeated. And so that's one of the beautiful things about a stamp and a kit like this is, yes, we're getting all this gorgeous lace and paper, and just those few stamps really help when you're making ephemera or you want to stamp on a blank page or the cover or whatever. It just helps bring everything together when you see that kind of imagery used in different ways. So I decided to ink blend in blue. I just love the way the blue looked, the blue lace with her dress, and, you know, with that airmail decorative strip there on each side. I just thought the blue was perfect. And then I did bring in a little bit of brown just to kind of give it that aged feeling as well. And I took it all through the middle and around the edges. I hope you guys are having a really beautiful day today. It's the weekend. I have an Oh So Inspired video coming out tomorrow. So, lots of videos from me this weekend, and I hope you're feeling inspired. I hope you have the time and the good health and fortune to be able to craft this weekend. I know that I'm looking forward to that myself. It's been a while since I've been able to do that, so I'm hoping to get crafty this weekend too and have more content out for you guys. So here I'm just using, a little bit of scrap paper to finish off this edge. Keeping it very simple. I'm not doing a ton of collage or anything, but just what's needed to get this journal cover completed. Now I've got a few more pages that I'm folding up. I really didn't want to edit this too much. I sped this up by, 50%, but this is the whole process. I recorded it for you because I wanted you to see it. And I want you to see that this is totally doable for you guys. Now there I'm pointing out that not every page is the same height, and so I just kind of stagger them. And I like that look. I really do. I love that look in my journal when not every page is exactly the same height. It just brings more interest. When you're doing this, just make sure that once you have it all laid out, that you secure it with paper clips or clamps or something. That way your papers don't shift too much for you before you get your signature sewn in. Or if you're not sewing it in and you're doing a flowish journal, you just want to make sure that you have it secured exactly the way you want it when your pages are different lengths like that or heights. So I'm just kind of taking a look. One thing, making sure my pages are upright. And and that everything is feeling the way I want it to. And now I am going to secure it all in place, and I'm going to do a very simple 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I never measure my 3-hole pamphlet stitch unless I'm doing multiple signatures in a journal. So since this is just a simple journal, it only has one signature, there's really no need for me to be precise. I measure out 3 lengths of this waxed linen cord, and I'm going to use that to sew my signature together. I always do 3 lengths, and there really is no measurement that you need because everyone's journal might be a different height. So you just measure the 3 lengths of your journal's height, and that's how you measure how much cord to use. And always there's extra, but if you're familiar with tying cord and lace and ribbon, it's so much better to have to cut things off than to have to cut a whole nother piece again because you didn't cut enough. So I do find this to be the perfect amount of thread, and I only have to trim a little. So I wanted my bow on the inside of my journal. I double knotted it and then I tied my bow on. Now the basic construction of this journal is complete. It's done. The rest is all fun, filler. It's so much fun that I have another video for you guys coming out next week where I took vintage book pages and made ephemera for this journal. So this journal had 5 or 6 tuck spots. I didn't have ephemera specifically for that, and so I sat down with some vintage paper and made ephemera for it. And I thought, that's a whole nother video, I think. So that'll come out next week. This little envelope came in my kit. I just decided to turn it into a pocket. It's a double pocket because it's a pocket there at the top there, and then now it has a pocket on the side as well. I loved the ephemera and how Jen put that envelope together exactly like it was, so I just glued it, making sure it was secure, and left it exactly the way I received it because it was beautiful. I didn't need to do anything to it. Now I'm grabbing some journaling cards, and I decide to make pockets. This one, I'm just going to take this journaling card and fold it over the page and create a double pocket. So now I have a pocket on this side. It's a short little pocket. And then on this side, I'm going to have a larger tuck pocket. So I'm going to glue down the side and along the bottom edge for this one. I'm lining it up with the bottom edge of that page and securing that in place. And then I will flip it over and I will glue the top and bottom edge for the other pocket. First, I'm deciding how I want to embellish this pocket, and I just love these girls so much. So I picked one out, one that I thought would go well with this journal. And I love again that I'm tying in one of these girls that kind of matches the cover, and it brings that continuity to design and carries it throughout the journal. So I thought that would be really pretty, and she just fits so perfectly there. It's like it was meant to be. And now here you'll see I put the glue on the top and bottom edge so that that now is a pocket. I was considering using these kind of snippet roll labels to decorate the pocket. I know that that's not what I ended up doing. I also liked the idea of maybe using them as tabs. I decided not to do that. I cut off the journal label, and I'm going to end up putting that in the front of the journal. I don't know. I always like to have a label in the front of my journals that says diary or journal or has a book plate or something. I don't know. It's what my brain likes to do. I decided to get out some of these stickers. I mean, there's so many embellishments in this kit. I want to use them. And so I put a sticker there on that pocket, and then I'm going to put that journal sticker there in the very front pocket of the cover of the journal. that makes my brain happy. I'm going to use some more stickers, just embellishing different pages. All the pages to me in this journal have so much interest that I really didn't feel like I needed to add a whole lot of flips or, fancy folds or anything like that. Like, I just felt like they were beautiful all on their own. Each page is unique and special, and I really just didn't have to do much to it. Plus, it's a smaller journal, so that's another reason. I really like these. They remind me almost of rice paper, but these thinner pages, these decorative pages like this one that came in the kit, it came with a number of these. I decided to turn one into a pocket, and I'm going to make this easy on myself. I'm going to fold this over, which is fun. It'll just add a layer to that page. And then I'm going to glue it down at the bottom and on the side and have another pocket. And it's just like thick enough, and the texture is enough that I think that this pocket is secure. And I added a journaling card. Again, I just folded it so that it would fit in the pocket, and it's kind of fun that it has like a little flip that goes over the pocket for more decoration. I'm going to do one more tuck spot here in the back with another journaling card. These Prima journaling cards, I'm a huge Prima fan. I've always been a huge Prima fan. I love their paper designs, their stamps, their everything. Their mixed media products, I just adore them. So anyways, I just glued a little bit of that down, and now I have a tuck spot. I took the other side of that same journaling card and made it a journaling card to go inside the tuck. So that whole little thing there was just all one journaling card with a sticker. I decided because this little journal could be quite chunky eventually, that I would just use the twine that came in my kit as a closure. At first I was going to tie it this way, but I just really didn't like it crossing over the girl's face. So I ended up changing it, and instead of tying it like horizontally around the journal, I decided that I would tie it vertically along that opened edge of the journal. So that's kind of what I'm fiddling with here and fussing with a little bit, is just getting that twine tied on there. And that is going to work great as a closure for this little journal. I did decide to add a little more to the front and back covers of the journal. So I brought in some more of the stickers that came in the kit. It's not like it really needs it, but now that it's there, I like it even more. I love that some of these stickers are kind of transparent, and so you could see the stamping behind it. To me, that makes it feel more like a cohesive piece, like it was designed that way. And I really love those kinds of stickers like that are on almost like washi tape, washi tape stickers. You see that a lot in the junk journaling community, and I like them. I like them a lot. I decided, well, if I'm going to do something to the front, then I've got to do something to the back of the cover. So that's what I'm doing here. And I always love like cottage scenes, farm scenes, stuff like that. They always make me happy. It's a happy place. I hope you guys give this project a go, that you give it a shot, because it really is very fun, very quick. It's, one of those kinds of journals that you can put together in 45 minutes, an hour, and have a completed project and have a gift for yourself or someone else, and that's always a good thing. So here is my completed journal for now. My second video to this is just going to be baking ephemera to tuck in all the spots that we created inside of this journal. The cover is really sturdy and nice, you guys, because there's a lot of that thick cardstock patterned paper. And so I'm just going to grab something here so y'all can see where all the pockets are. So this here is kind of a shallow pocket. I've got a pocket up top and then there on the side. Isn't that pocket lovely? So nice. I love all of the pages and the textures. There's our other pockets, a nice big one. And here's one on this side. I have a ton left to play with out of this kit. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. I made this whole little journal. You saw I used stickers and journaling cards and all the things. And there's just still so much to go. So it is just a tremendous value. I think this is so beautiful. You know, I didn't even have to really give it much thought because everything coordinated so beautifully and just went together so easily. There was already such a variety of papers and things for me to choose from that I didn't want to, and I didn't have to visit anything in my stash. I was able to use everything that came in this kit. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I will leave a link to DREAMZ Etc. I will leave a link both to the website and to Jen's YouTube channel. Jen, thank you so much for this box. I absolutely love it. I think it's like the pot of gold at the end of a rainbow every time I open it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I thank you guys so much for spending your time here with me on my channel. I thank you for all your kind comments and support and prayers and wishes, and I have that for you too. I'll see you next time. Bye.